Ayo, what's up, killas? It is your final girl Mel coming at you from... Ayo, what's up, killers? It is your final girl Mel, and this is my killer podcast. Today we are doing a movie collection update, so stay tuned because I picked up a lot of shit. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, I am not only on YouTube, I'm also on a bunch of other social media platforms, so kill the description box below and follow me everywhere. I am also part of a movie faction called the Rad Pack. The link to the Rad Pack will be in the description box below also, and this is important because we are doing a meetup this weekend. I know, it sounds crazy, but the Rad Pack, Born to Be Rad, Garrett, and Movie Watch Daily, Justin, and Mel from My Killer Podcast are all going to be meeting up in Kansas City this weekend to go to Panic Fest. It's going to be the first time we've ever met each other in person, and we're going to be hanging out for the whole weekend. I'm super excited to finally meet these dudes, and I think we're going to have the awesomest of times, and we will be doing some live shows and maybe some video recordings this weekend, so stay tuned for all of the goodness. But without any further ado, let's get into everything that I picked up for the month of March. All right, starting off, these are in no particular order whatsoever, but I did pick up Scream Factory's release of The Exorcist 3 on 4K. I am super excited to check this one out. I've seen this movie before, but it's been a really long time, and people have just been raving about it recently. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember thinking it was better than the first one, so upon rewatch, we'll see how I feel about it. Next up, I also picked up the 4K release from Scream Factory of Dead Silence. This is another one of those movies that I remember watching and not thinking it was amazing. I liked it, but it wasn't the greatest movie of all time, which is what I'm hearing about it as of late. So I'm definitely going to give this one a rewatch. I also snagged Vinegar Syndrome's release of Freeway 2. Now, my honest to God opinion about this movie is if Freeway 2 can get a 4K release and this squishy treatment from Vinegar Syndrome, any movie can. This movie is going to be a very particular taste for people. It's not as good as the first one. The first one is out there. This one is even further out there. The first one toes the line of being a little too much. This one blows by that line hand over fist. So be careful checking this one out. I picked it up because I do like this movie. I don't like it better than the first one, but I appreciate it for what it is. I also picked up Kino Lorber's release of Secret Admirer. This was a blind buy for me, and I tell you what, this one shocked and awed me. I was so surprised at how much I liked this movie. It is now a fave of mine. I wish I had the nostalgia for it, but I don't. I just recently saw it, but definitely check out this release from Kino Lorber. It's worth it. Next up, I picked up the first VCR release from Vinegar Syndrome. I didn't really know anything about this movie, but I picked it up because I saw it was selling out, and it's a documentary about VCRs and cassette tapes. Sounds awesome. I did recently hear that it's boring as shit, so I guess we'll see. Then I picked up Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I did not own this one, but thank you to Tim Talktalkies for doing his top 25 90s releases. This was on my list, and it made me want to buy it because I don't own it. I did snag Megan. It broke my heart a little bit because I know this is not a 4K. I want the 4K. I'm going to be hating myself if they drop the 4K, but I definitely wanted to see this one because I haven't seen it yet. So I picked it up for that reason. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it soon. Of course, I picked up Training Day. Who wouldn't pick this up? The only thing that I wish I would have done is I would have waited a little longer because I did pick up the one that came with the Blu-ray case. For some reason, these 4Ks, upon first releasing, came with a Blu-ray case on the inside instead of a 4K, even though legitimately in the case there is a 4K and a Blu-ray in here. It does seem like with the next wave of releases, they rectified that situation, so you will see this movie with the 4K case. I nabbed up Wolf of Wall Street. The price was right on this one, and it still had a slipcover, so I just wanted to grab it. I have the Steelbook Blu-ray, but 4K, Why not? It was like $14 or something. You find the weirdest things in the weirdest places. I found the complete classic series collection of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, at my local hardware store for $29.99. And then they had an 11% mail-in rebate on top of it. Hella cheap for this whole collection. Had to nab it. I picked up the Steelbook of Mask of Zorro. I did watch this one. I've seen this movie before, and I love Antonio Banderas, so of course this was a no-brainer for me. This Steelbook isn't the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but the transfer's pretty good, so it's worth it. I did receive Texas Chainsaw Mascara in the mail. I am planning on doing a movie review on this. I don't know when it's going to happen because the next couple weeks are truly going to be busy for me. But I have not watched this one, so I can't say anything about it yet, but this is a thing if you're interested. I also nabbed a Phenomena 4K release from Synapse. This is the standard release. I realized that they had a squishy box set release earlier, but this is now the standard release for people who didn't want to pick that one up. Check it out. I also grabbed the Streets of Fire 4K release. This is a collector's edition from Shout Select, and I'm really disappointed that they're not doing slipcovers on their collector's editions for Shout Select anymore. But it is what it is. I hadn't seen this movie. I wanted to check it out, so I did, and I loved it. So I do highly recommend checking this one out. It ended up being a really good movie, and the transfer is delicious. I also picked up 3 O'Clock High. This one was just mentioned quite a bit on the tube here as of late, and I hadn't seen it, so I just wanted to grab it. The price was right on Amazon, so I nabbed it and I watched it. It was okay. You can see why people would have nostalgia for this one. I mean, it didn't really stand out to me as being a super duper great movie. I'll probably watch it again, but it was fine. Of course, I picked up Dr. Giggles. I'm super upset that this didn't get some kind of squishy release because this movie deserves it. We've been waiting for Dr. Giggles forever. Absolutely love this one. Me and one of my friends died over this movie all the time when I was younger. It's just one of those fun, cheesy B horror movies that knows exactly what it is, and it plays into it very well. Check it out. I did pick up the In Search of Darkness set because I didn't have any of them yet. It came with 1, 2, and 3, but it also came with this squishy box that you can put all 3 of those in. I do want to let you guys know that the 3 movies do not fit in here with slipcovers. You have to take them out of their slipcovers to put them in this box. But if that's something that appeals to you, this might be your jam. However, I don't know what I'm going to do yet because these slipcovers are actually really awesome. And you know me, I'm a slipcover girl, so I don't really want to take them off. But number 1 doesn't have a slipcover, so I have yet to decide what I'm going to do with those. I do have a couple of DVDs that I picked up. Yes, I know, random, but whatever. I picked up the Garbage Pail Kids because me and the Rad Pack also did a really awesome live stream for this movie. So check that out if you are interested in our thoughts on the Garbage Pail Kids. This DVD's artwork is actually really cool. However, I didn't want to splurge for the $80 Blu-ray, so I just picked up the DVD. I'm sure at some point this is going to get some kind of groovy release, so we'll see. I also picked up Girl Fight. I owned this on DVD at one point, but I could not find it, so either I will end up coming across this one day and being upset that I bought it again, even though this DVD was like $1 or whatever. I own it on streaming. I wanted to own it on physical, so I picked it up. It stars Michelle Rodriguez, and it's kind of a boxer movie. If you've seen the movie Gladiator with Cuba Gooding Jr., this movie is kind of like that one. It's very raw and gritty, but it's definitely a chick ass-kicking movie, so that's why I love it. And last but certainly not least, we're going even older school, if that was possible. I came across a release of Pet Sematary 2 VHS that has not been opened yet, still completely factory sealed. It's not very often you come across VHSs of this caliber still sealed, and as you guys know, Pet Sematary 2 is one of my favorites. It stars Edward Furlong and Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown's character in this movie is just, it's all time. He plays the weirdest fucking character in this movie. If you have not seen it, I definitely highly recommend checking it out. Scream Factory put out a Blu-ray release of this movie, so I'm sure that one is still available. But this movie is cheesy B horror at its finest. Definitely worth giving it a watch. It's just a good time. It's a damn good time. All right, guys, that is it. That is all. That's all I picked up. I know what you're thinking. That's all. Yeah. There was a lot of shit here. I picked up more stuff than I thought I did, clearly. I absolutely need to do a Killer Finds episode because I have so much shit to show you guys. Probably not going to be this week. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you would like to help support me and my channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and kill that bell for your girl, and share me with your friends if they need some movie recommendations. If you'd like to go above and beyond, log on over to my Patreon and see what's happening over there. But until the next time we gather, check us out this weekend at Panic Fest. Have a killer day. Peace.